Okay. I I guess I will start off with a song that I really feel fits with the theme. I know like some of the recent ones I haven't had a chance to do that. And also like I know this is coming late, but I guess like God was just like giving me like revelation all day. It's like so I just became like really, as they say, spiritually constipated. As my friend Jordan was described it. But I think like I'm not physically constipated, thank God. But I'm like got some physical, spiritual constipation, going on. And I don't think this stuff is appropriate for my assignment. So what else am I gonna do with it, right? So gotta get it out there with my video logs. I remember it's funny thing, my why didn't I think of this sooner? It's like that Star Trek episode. Why didn't I think about doing these videos sooner? And God's like, you're always welcome. So that would be from like Star Trek: The Next Generation, um, the last episode, All Good Things. Yes. Oh well, that's another story in its own. But I just need to come on and just really thank Jesus. And yeah. So first, I think I know at least like whatever I know the lyrics, I'll sing that part. But I'm just trying to maybe I can pause it and study the lyrics. That's the marvel of technology. Make use of your technology. And then, but I heard that you gotta like try to like get really still, or actually, well, there's more than one way to do this. Wait a minute, where's my control? Oh, yeah. I can't seem to find. It seems like the resolution on this particular monitor is not working very well. So I'm gonna have to. Ah. Alright, so maybe I can't pause after all. But the problem is, I was gonna go back to sharing screen, but I can't do that either if I'm having trouble with the. Hold on, let's see if I can do my keyboard. Okay, there. Okay, there. Now I got it. Yes. So we'll talk about this in a second. But at least now it doesn't look like the video has discontinuity. Yes. Gotta get back to the assignment at some point too. I've been trying to concentrate all day, but it's not really working. Jesus is trying to tell me something. Well, anyways, let me sing you guys This Is Home before we talk about this a little bit. I've got my memories always inside of me, but I can't go back to how it was. I believe in now. I come too far. Now I can't go back. I don't know how these lyrics work. Back to how it was. Very unprofessional singing, Kevin. Created for a place I never known. This is home. Now I'm finding. Now I'm finding where I belong. Where I belong. Yeah, this is home. I've been searching for a place of my own. Now I've found it. Maybe this is home. Yeah, this is home. Belief over misery. I've seen the enemy. And I won't go back to how it was. So, some of you may have seen this, and let's just say, like with any other individual, and I recently been watching this interview that Aaron Estes. Oops, only first names. I forgot about the rule. You didn't hear that. That Aaron was interviewing Kat, and everybody has a pass, and this is mine. I have it on the public display. Public displays of Kevin's pass. Um, but of course, with me present, you have the director's commentary. Boo, yeah. But actually, it's Jesus is the director. And I'm more of the, so I guess you call it the producer's commentary. Okay, I guess I'm feeling the sensing. I'm sensing something going on with this. All right, what does he want to show me? Oh, so I guess like yes, it's not just where you're going to possibly, but it's where you've been. Yeah, I've been to America a few times for conferences. So I probably met some of the people that I know now. Well, some, not all, but But this is these are some old seeds here we're talking about. Anyways, I this I was not thinking that yes, I'm not sensing that God wants me to talk about this now. But I think the commentary must go with what is the least understandable. That's how, that's the reason for commentary. So I wrote this, well, this picture is new. This picture was not part of the original post, so that's kind of why it's also hard for me to find when the post was. But anyways, Joanna was saying, once you keep records of what God has done in your life, you begin to really realize how much He loves you. And and this is these are some of my abbreviated memoirs. 1.0 was my friend Alex in Ryerson. This is important because I've been actually coming to this because my my studies at McMaster are having struggles in certain areas, and I really feel that God is calling me out of counseling and spiritual care. Maybe not so much the whole spiritual care component, but more so just the more practical counseling side of things. I don't really see that is my area of most gifting, so I can kind of really want to feel that that's like 1.0 was saying in another instant when I was at Ryerson, is that you want to go for he's like I'm not saying that God can't use you in this, but maybe this is not your area of greatest gifting. So one thing that I've been really praying about is what am I most passionate about, and what am I obviously like more academically gifted in, because if I'm doing pretty poorly in counseling, and I might even fail and get like suspended, then then obviously I don't see like that God, like my spiritual director at Tyndale said, like sometimes God speaks very loudly for your circumstances, which I did find in another entry point talking about that earlier actually. Okay, I think I should start a stopwatch because I can't see the stopwatch on the blog. Interesting. I could keep getting interesting, like all my technology is malfunctioning on me, like the prophecy. I keep getting revelation after revelation. Oh boy. Okay, stopwatch going. Yeah, so I don't know why I was feeling so conscientious about just being authentic about where I've been, and what I've been doing. I think like a part of it has to do with also like the whole counseling thing, where like some people think that's like there's that verse if we seem out of our mind, it is for God, and if we are in the right mind, it is for you. So there's several things that I've noticed that in my life that there's extreme times of like I don't really know where God is going with this. So then obviously there's a disconnect between the normal Kevin Yan or the more normal Kevin Yan, as well as the what is what the considered my psychiatric condition. So I don't always know, like, why certain things happen, why they happen. Such as when I first was hospitalized in Vancouver, in like a decade ago, and you know I really think that in 2010 there was maybe a sort of inception that God was telling me that hey, there's gonna be the end of your world at some point, like a world changing event. So, and that's kind of sort of what happened, because like a few years later, I sort of gave up. I let my blog go to the allegorical grave. As you can see, in 2012, the entries, they just kind of like, oh, like I was saying, revelation after revelation. Well, okay, I'm just gonna roll with it. If Jesus, anyways, because I was just thinking about this passage, like within an hour ago, about like how Stephen was saying, that in the summer, that about how he's been like thinking about this passage all week because he's not been able to sleep, and and like the young man goes tired and weary, right? And then he was saying that he doesn't know who needs to hear this message, and like I thought, like he's really talking to me right now. And I didn't realize that I had incepted this into my blog as well, at some point in 2012, before the temporary silence of Kevin's blog space. But then drum roll. Oh, well, actually, yes. So I think this is also good confirmation of my plans, like starting when I'm not quite as intensively busy with other assignments. I mean, like, obviously, even today, I still reviewed some of my Hebrew, but I've been like really busy, so I don't review as much as I would on a normal day. And my exam is over anyways. That's why I was gonna pace it and not take Hebrew 2 possibly until at least next year, if I do take it at all, if I have room for it in my schedule. Or like in terms of the number of courses I need to take to graduate. Although I kind of see like, okay, well, I didn't get credit for my preaching class, so now I can get credit for something else. I mean, now I have to get credit for something else. So maybe God was trying to do something with that. But anyways, prepare the way of Adonai, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Oh, Jedi. I was talking about this with Ryan on Instagram too. I see that. Come on. So apparently I had rededicated the blog to serve God. So, and then just like Rich, not the only Rich. Well, this is just like Rich in I Kiss Stating Goodbye. So I'm not just like Rich, eh? He buried some stuff in the ground. I also, at some point I also buried my blog in the ground. Ah, I sung this song as well before I went to the hospital. I was at the bridge near Fairwind. Listen to Nicole Norderman's Why, by the way. Why does everyone want him to die? Okay, so the reason why I'm not going to play the video of Wu's celebration is because once YouTube starts hearing stuff that's already produced, they're gonna say that I'm like violating copyright and all that. They have like some sort of like detection software, like as I discovered when I tried to sing the other song, that really old song from the 70s or whatever it was, on my other message. So I'm not really gonna do that, because even though I don't ever okay, I'll read this in a second. Uh, Even though I don't ever advertise on my YouTube channel, um, and like so that's kind of like everything I've been doing. It's completely, how do I say it? Non-remunerated, I think is how you pronounce it. So I don't receive anything from anyone for what I do. Although I think that for the time being, God is able to provide for me. So I think like I don't explicitly say to people that I need money in that sense, because I think that for now God has given me sufficient financial support. And my software, even though it did cost $50, it's really trivial compared to my school costs. I mean, what if two books sometimes cost $50, right? So the software to do my videos is not really a big deal. But of course, like like if I have to make a choice right next year between like um, doing this or doing something for my actual like some sort of, if I have some sort of like ministry placement, then I can only choose like to do that, right? Because I don't have the resources to do everything. Eventually, we're all gonna end up kneeling side by side in the place of judgment, facing God. Your critical. All right, so I didn't put down which passage this is. So I'm gonna try to figure it out. Maybe that's God has something to say for about me trying to figure it out where it's from. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess. So tend to your knitting. You got your hands full, just taking care of your own life before God. All right, well. I think it's from Corinthians, so that makes sense because I am thinking about doing my next series of videos on Corinthians. So if I could double check this later, but if that's correct, then that is obviously maybe a confirmation from God that changing my decision to go from Philippians or was it Philippians I thought about doing? Maybe it was. I don't remember. I had mentioned it in another week. To go to Corinthians is actually what God wants for me. And I know some of you might be watching, and some of you might be praying for me, and God's just like working through that. So thank you if you have been. So welcome to the Godcast. Yes, this is what I did. I dedicated this blog to Jesus. All right. So what was the very last entry before I? Oh, that is the very last entry. So then I laid it in the ground after this. I forgot. It looks like it's in sort of like I guess like latest to earliest. So that is the latest entry before we laid it in the ground. So the really cool thing is like about was it July, August, September, 2 months ish after this entry, Woos was born. Oh yeah. I was like, so I guess like I had incepted before so I think God had put like he had put something in place for my blog before the my new home church has and I guess the fact that and recently I did this. I had decided to be transparent once again and let people know that this K person is me, because not everything in my past is necessarily kosher, as I said earlier. Oh yep, I found it. Spider-Man 2. Everybody else knows. I was looking for this after I saw the Octavia um thing from Jesus, kind of reminding me about that movie. Like Doctor Octavia. Well, God knows everything. He's in control. So here we go. This is an entry that I have written actually for the day. So all these are dated, but they're sort of, oh, this is home. Now I'm finally where I belong, where I belong. Oh. Okay, this one's a little bit more personal. I don't want to freak her out, So, that one's that one's not going to be talked about in this entry. Um, and maybe she won't be freaked out, but I also don't want to, um, you know, um, you know, possibly disrespect her in any way. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Oh, wait, is there like a link here? Oh, there is. We're at the 12-minute mark. So just well, at least more than 12 minutes. Okay. I guess like let's see. I've been talking about these copyright things, so there's sometimes it's but fortunately, that's why I said like I don't want to be I don't want to get flagged by playing Wu's video. But okay, so let's talk about that for a little bit. Where was it? Oh, did it overwrite the Wu's video? Yeah, there's some jokes I want to watch for myself. No, here you go. So this is what's his name again? Luke. No, yes, it's Luke Berry. I think is the real name. Playing playing time after time to new lyrics. And I thought I was the only one who liked to do that. Guess not. For people who've read my blog, they would know that I like to change a lot of lyrics around, from like certain songs into like huh. Oh well, there's the United States again. Anyways, I did think about this song as how to remember the Hebrew word for heavy. So I guess that's and I think just kind of jogging my long-term memory would kind of help me with a lot of school right now, because I think I'm locking down a lot of my memories. I don't have full access to it. Oh, okay, looks like we're getting to really personal stuff here. Oh boy. I think this is I mean, I'm sure that is for someone, but I don't know if there's someone is watching. But I definitely do know that some people are watching my videos, so oh, so and Let Me Rest in Peace is actually from the same episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer I was thinking about earlier, about how like this is my life now, but it's not so bad. That song give me something to sing about, and I think God has. But this is also another. I don't know. Let's see what. Do we got anything here? Oh no, that's just gonna bring me back to this entry. All right. Oh yes, I was talking about this with Jolene earlier about this I mean yesterday I had wanted to mention this, but time didn't permit. So this book. And the one thing that I remember here is that Dr. Victor Shepard didn't modify. Oh no, wait! Only first names. Well, there's a last name here, anyways. I guess, I guess that's sort of out the door a little bit. Oh well. Maybe we won't talk about that. But anyways, the whole point is there's some consistency. That's what I call it. So God is consistent sometimes. So when I first failed my systematic theology midterm, it wasn't necessarily I didn't know the knowledge. It's just that I didn't know how to write the midterm. I was trying to write an essay as opposed to doing what he was expecting me to do for the midterm. So that's why I failed. But unfortunately, even though Sherbino or David, yeah, but I think the David story is how I am like David, or like at least that's how I used to describe myself. And then there's the seed of David, but again, that's more of the personal story about how the seed of David happened to go to somewhere. Oh well. Okay. A new one just begun. Why is this just getting more and more personal? I can decide for you, hey. It's kinda like God's love song. Do, 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 do. I don't know. I'm not as well dressed as my friend Mr. Luke Berry for the that kind of performance. Oh my goodness, this is the song as well. It's all starting to become clear now. We are the reason that he gave us life. We are the reason that he suffered and died. To a world that was lost, he gave all he could give to show us the reason to live. Well, all this is available for further detail. This is more just the essay or the public sermon presentation. But I think there was I had a lot of significant events happen to me this year apparently. Especially this December. So I should definitely not say something about it before I forget about it if God is trying to tell me something. Huh. I did my paper on Hebrew about this as well, because it was like from the there's a very according to like that guy from YouTube, what's his name again? I can put it in, but sort of a resource. Yeah, I guess if I put in the resources, like in the the visual for you now, then you guys don't really have to look at it from the link. But I know that my resolution is set pretty high because I'm using a TV. So that's why you get really good image of me when it's me. But also it will take a little bit while to upload. But yeah, I gotta keep the computer on to work on my paper anyway. So. Whoa. Total eclipse of the. Oh. I'm starting to understand why I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, okay, I don't need Jay Leno's. I don't know. I was doing some stuff. I ended up on Jay Leno's or Jay whatever's things page. But Total Eclipse, maybe if I mute it, then that way it won't actually show me like it definitely will not accidentally get picked up and give me the copyright ban. But Total Eclipse of the Heart is actually Total Eclipse of the Heart. I used to think that I was falling apart, but God keeps me falling in love. Nothing I can do Total eclipse of my heart. His grace is enough. More than Your grace is enough for me. Your grace is enough. Your grace is enough. Your grace is enough for me. Ah, we were talking about this Mario Kart love song in the oh my goodness. The finish line is just around the bend. I pause this game. God's love will never end. Let's go again. So apparently I already have been praying about this. Down but not dead. July 14th, 2018. Are you willing to leave the city if it cannot be changed? Some years back, I actually more seriously considered leaving Gotham, but I never had the financial backing to do so. Applying to jobs through correspondently isn't so easy in recent years. People deserve to have their faith rewarded. There's that complementarian view again. I mentioned that in my blog posts when I got people that asked them to pray for me. Oh, I mentioned Old Testament about how what did I say? I said that the Mary Kart love song is sort of Old Testament, like when Paul Walker passed away. That's what I had said. Come, now is the time to worship. Come, now is the time to give your heart. Come, just as you are to worship. Come, just as you are to give your before your God. Come. One day every tongue will confess you are God. One day every knee shall bow. Still this greatest treasure remains for those who gladly choose you now. Come, now is the time to worship. Come, now is the time to give your heart. Come, now is the time to worship. Come, now is the time to give your heart. Come. Where might you be going this fine day, my friend? Up a long and endless road that soon must end. Come and let him lead you to your journey's end. So come along and walk with him. I guess drifting is my key. I should upload this.